Welcome to the Delco Nerd Network podcast. I am your host, Anthony Ragucci, and here with a few friends in the Delaware County area. We get in a basement, we talk about a certain topic. Today's topic, making connections through gaming. Here to discuss my two co-hosts, Chris Trio, Tim Appleby.
How you doing, man?
I was going to lead up with something else, but I don't know.
It's all right.
I'm good. How you doing? How you doing,
dude? We're doing good.
It's been a while since we've all been on together, I feel like. So it's kind of nice to have everyone here.
Yeah. So what's been up? What have you been watching? What have you been playing?
Bloodborne has been at the top of my
list.
We started playing it.
Free on PS Plus. Trio jumped back in it. I jumped in it for my second playthrough. It seemed like a good as time as any. There's a huge influx of people, so...
A lot of fun. Really cool setting. I love a lot of stuff about that game. Boss farts. The boss farts are the worst. No, the fights are tough, but they're fun. What else have I been playing? I want to start Jessica Jones. I know you started that.
Season 2.
I finished Altered Carbon. Because we're going to do that, hopefully.
Ooh,
and
I've been meaning to catch up with that.
Dude,
I have to do that this afternoon, yeah.
Definitely. I've been liking it. The story's okay. I mean, we'll get into it, but, I really like the technological stuff they explore.
I'm really excited to watch it, but one of the issues with watching, new shows like that during the years, I watch so much stuff, so, I'm very compelled to not start stuff in the middle of the...
You gotta finish what you started first.
Well, it's not even that, but I'm watching, Walking Dead, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham,
you got a lot of shows
and Jessica Jones. I'm watching 8 shows right now.
You still watch Gotham?
Wow. Yeah.
It's way too much for me.
No, it's okay.
Honestly, if I have something to say about Gotham is they do a lot of good things, but, most of the stuff they do, it's just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's some really good shit they've done on that show.
No, totally.
And then there's some other shit that's just, really not.
It's just so, I don't get, but continue.
I like Ben McKenzie.
Yeah, he's good. He is.
All right. What else? I don't know if I've talked about... No. Last time we did a podcast, I've probably been saying this for a while. I was going to get, all the Kingdom Hearts games and start my chronological playthrough, which I have
done.
I'm on Birth by Sleep, which is the second game in the timeline.
Goose was playing when I came down here.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
You're knee deep in it. I see all your Snapchats.
I'm really liking it. I never played Birth by Sleep, so it's good to play a game because I didn't have a PSP. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Tim, we were looking at the graphics. He's like, "Oh, is this a PS2 game?" I'm like, "This is a PSP game."
This is aged well for PS2.
No, that's
this is a PSP port.
This is actually a PSP game, but
but it's fun to play those games. I really haven't been playing much else, just jumping into some old games if DLC comes out, but. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's super new on my end.
I forgot Crash Bandicoot. I started playing too. I got the Insane Trilogy.
Cool.
I really like it.
Dude,
a lot of fun.
I gotta take that trip down nostalgia lane.
Worth the money, and I mean, I got it for $20.
I never played Crash as a kid.
I played
I never.
Does it have speed racing on it?
No, I don't think so. No, it has all. It only has 1, 2, and then
Crash
Time
Team
Warp
Racing was rivaling Mario Kart at the time. It was really good.
I mean, of course, I played Crash as a kid, at other people's houses. But I borrowed Twin Sanity from somebody one time. And that's one of the newer ones that people
are pretty good. I miss old platformers like that. That's why I'm excited to play Mario.
Dude, they remastered really Jak 1 through 3 and Combat Racing for PS4.
That's awesome.
And that was Jak and Daxter was I got my PS2 for Christmas. That was one of the first games I played on my PS2.
So they remaster them totally?
They're not.
They look fine.
They look better. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's not a full Crash remaster, but it's a 1080p 60 frames kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And I haven't played those games at all. So what about you, Tim? Anything new going on?
Nothing too new. I've been watching the 100 with Maddie, and that's
cool. You really? Yeah. She got you to watch the 100?
Yeah.
What is that about?
Really good. It's about 100 kids that get sent down from space. The humans have launched out of
atmosphere
because there's radiation everywhere.
They
send 100 kids down to see if it's survivable, and there's this whole. It gets crazy.
It's a CW show.
Yeah, no, I know.
Factions, and you I'm not gonna spoil too many things, but they find out that there are inhabited people down there.
Yeah, there's humans
still alive. Yeah.
So there's a reason why I'm gonna ask this question. Are you up to date?
Season 5's coming out. I'm almost done season 4.
Because there's an actress who was in the show who left the show for Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, it probably. I think I know who it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She played Alexa, I think.
Yeah, I think she died.
A pretty big character.
She was she was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was who it is.
Yeah, she left the
She was
show.
a big character.
There was a big debacle when that happened. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
she was on both, like for the season, Fear the Walking Dead season 1, and
yeah, it must have changed the whole storyline of that show.
Had to have, yeah.
Because I remember people were like,
Everything,
"Oh, she's." It was cool to have like a gay character on the show, and she was like a really big part of it. And then she just was like, "Nah, I'm done." That's kind of like the same thing with like Arrow. A lot of actors like Willa Holland.
Well, I mean,
who's in
that
Arrow.
happens when you get one for like 7
Yeah,
seasons, too,
you're
or
in.
stuff
You're
like that.
she's
So,
like, I want to like do less episodes, and like you can see they try to like write ways to make characters not on the show.
And I think, like I said, that's a symptom of long-running shows in the end.
So it's on season 6.
About to be season 5 soon.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I recommend it. It's pretty good.
Dude,
it's no Game of Thrones.
No,
but, yeah,
totally
other than
hear you.
that,
Dude, CW is doing some good shit.
No, they do some cool stuff.
Like
I heard
Resident
iZombie's really good too.
I want to watch Riverdale.
I heard people
I
love.
heard it was good too.
Dude,
I
Cole
can't-
Sprouse is
I
in it.
can't like bring myself.
Dude,
to
my one
watch
friend
that.
he was like my girlfriend made me watch it. I kind of
It's
liked
fucking
it.
good.
Like I kind of like it.
I mean, it's based off a comic, so I'm kind of like, I
yeah, it's
asked
Archie.
people, I'm like, do you realize like it's based off like a comic? Like, and people are like,
even know.
I asked my cousin,
Yeah, it's Archie comics. Yeah,
it's Archie.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
funny.
other than just catching
Riverdale's
up
the
on
town.
a show or two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Sea of Thieves this weekend with my brother, and like that's proven to be a lot of fun.
Oh, you
I
built
wanna
up
get into that. Is that
his
cross-play?
PC's up and running?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
So,
on
all right,
PC and
we gotta
Xbox.
play.
Yeah.
Are you guys cross playing or is he up
He's
and
on.
running?
He's on his PC.
Okay.
But I think he might get it on console too. But we'll see.
Awesome.
It's good. Yeah.
Is it fun? I heard it's
the
fun.
beta ends tonight. So
Is it
if you
free?
haven't played, the beta.
Oh, you can just jump. Okay, I might
But
jump in.
it's not going to be a
then.
free game. It's a $60 game.
Of course.
You get some pre-order bonuses, but
You can get it with
definitely try
Xbox
it out.
Game
If you got
Pass.
Xbox or
too.
PC,
Xbox-
try it out tonight for sure.
Xbox
It's
Game
good.
Pass.
No, they give it for $10. That will release day 1. So that's pretty cool.
One thing I didn't mention, and I don't know if I was playing the last podcast, but been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Yeah,
I just
that's so
downloaded
true.
that
Yeah,
today.
how have we
Yeah.
not mentioned that?
Yeah, so I would have never gotten it if not for all like my friends who have gotten it.
Right,
like
yeah.
literally, that's why I got it.
Yeah.
I was very like, I'm not gonna get Fortnite.
He was for a while.
I want to.
He
The
was pretty
reason
stringent
was
there.
is because like I want to play PUBG on PC and Fortnite on console now. Now I can like
Right, yeah,
intermix them and like
No,
I
it's
don't
good.
know. I feel like I'm getting a healthy dose of my battle royale game mode.
I mean,
on the system.
I gotta give it to Epic. That is Epic, right?
Yep.
They caught lightning in a bottle with that, but I know they did like take, of course, that idea. It's been an idea before
honestly,
from PUBG.
honestly,
but it was the way they put it
Yeah.
into a game. I guess I don't even want to say they didn't take it. It was
They
a
kind
movie
of did,
before
but
it.
they
It was
definitely did
Hunger
their own
Games.
thing with it to make it not a clone.
Right.
Yeah, and
They
like their
did
whole
enough,
their art style, all of it's really cool. I
And
really
it's
have a lot of fun with it.
It's updated a lot and stuff. And I was talking yesterday because like Cliff Bleszinski left Epic after like Gears was done. Well, after Gears 3 and Judgment, he left Epic to found Boss Key and made Lawbreakers. And I bet he's kicking himself right now because Lawbreakers. I mean, like Cliff Bleszinski's like I love his games and love what he does, but he's a cocky developer where he was like selling Lawbreakers very harshly, and Lawbreakers like was an utter failure.
Yeah.
Like at one point there were
mean-
literally like 100 people playing the game.
I think he's probably fine.
fine, but dude,
he's making. He
if
made his
if
pretty
he
penny
was
from
if he
Gears
was
and
like
stuff.
the head of Fortnite,
I totally agree.
it would. I mean, he was there when they were developing it. It's been around since 2011. So,
but
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember watching the debut trailer at E3, 2011.
and like
Yeah.
this is really like this whole battle royale mode has given it. And even like I've been playing. I've got a few of my friends to play to download it because like it's just a free game. So now we jump on.
But the
John
question is,
Super, and I actually bought the battle pass because I've been playing so much. I was like, fuck it.
Once
I
it's
actually
out of-
enjoy this. I'll give them $10
once it's
to
out of
unlock all this
beta,
stuff.
are they going to make you pay for that? That's the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, good question.
I really-
it's
I
been-
don't think
it's been
so.
working out for them so well now. I think they'd be stupid.
And that's the
not
thing.
to
They're
make
making
it pay.
so much money.
Oh,
with
yeah,
Yeah,
microtransactions.
so
The
I think
V-Bucks.
they
It's
might-
all about
it's
the
gonna stay
V-Bucks.
free, in my
Well, that was.
opinion.
I mean, I bought the battle pass, and now I unlock all this stuff. And I mean, you do have to buy it for each season, but there's usually like 90 days in a season, and you get all this stuff as you unlock, and it's all cosmetic, which is
Yeah.
fine. That's what I like
Yeah,
about
Twitch
it.
What's,
Prime did a
It's
thing
funny.
with it.
There's even rumors now that Valve is going to add a battle royale mode to Counter Strike because of the.
There was
like,
the
it's,
rumor.
yeah.
Red
Did you-
Dead's supposedly gonna have one too.
Did you hear Valve is making games again?
Oh yeah. They released. They're doing a card game about Dota now,
And I'm
in
just
the
like,
same
hey-
vein as Blizzard is doing. I think it's.
Hearthstone.
I don't know. I don't understand what the big deal is. I think it's just another cut and paste idea, and it's just gonna. Be
No,
shit.
yeah.
I think like Hearthstone definitely like obviously revolutionized the card game thing.
Yeah.
The card
I mean,
game.
but of course there was Magic before it, but Magic is based off like the actual game. We're
Yeah.
just playing online.
Mhm.
But then there's like Gwent, which totally like didn't have to like it was a game within The Witcher, and they were just like, yo, we could totally like
just make this a
turn
real
this
card
into
game.
which is cool. I wish I played Gwent more. I haven't played Hearthstone in a while.
Gwent, that was the I wish I got
fucking
more
love
into
Gwent.
that like in the game because I do love like we talk about The Witcher all the time, but I did love that game. And that's just one element I never like sunk my teeth into, but it seemed very
It's
interesting.
funny, like how many mini games that we play inside of games are actually really good.
Mhm.
Like even
Yeah.
the ones in Fable, the early Fable games, like coin golf.
Yeah.
where you have to like flick the coin and like get it into the circle.
And the
There's
There's
a lot-
fun.
I loved
There's a
playing
lot
it.
of mini games in Kingdom Hearts too. There's
Yeah.
like a lot of mini games in Fable, like all of them.
I learned actually one of my like favorite games. It's called Liar's Dice from Red Dead. If you ever heard, it's literally playing like so you have dice and you have to bet how many dice are on the table. No one can see your dice, but the whole thing someone can call your bluff. It's a very cool, fun game, and I literally got on just Red Dead just to play that sometimes, which is.
I'm excited to jump into Red Dead
Like a
too.
good like drinking game. Or something.
No, it really it's and the only problem is you just need to get a lot of dice, but it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Real quick, did you finish your coffee?
I did.
Oh, okay, because it was
He
just
was
gone.
not kidding.
I was
He
not.
needed that
I
coffee.
needed that
I
coffee.
mean, it was
from
here,
Vital
and there's-
Essence. That just got it's right here. I don't
Okay.
want to give any advertisement. There's-
I mean,
Starbucks, if you're watching,
It's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gone.
You owe us money.
All right, so let's jump into a topic. It was a nice little discussion, but we're here for a reason. So this topic kind of like seemed like it's something like super obvious that I realized that we could do, which was like making connections through games, both like in real life and like on the
Just
web
online,
and
yeah.
online.
Mhm.
Because it's funny enough that I met Tim and Trio through games.
When we were younger, yeah.
Yeah,
Through
so-
mutual
Wow.
friends through games, yeah.
Yeah, so with I was gonna start off with the story. So me and Tim met in 6th grade, in middle school, Mr. Costello's gym class.
oh yeah, out on the field, walking around.
Costello.
And I still like don't remember exactly like I think I've said this and you always like how we were both playing Guild Wars. And I don't know if I brought it up or you brought it up or you were talking about it maybe to somebody and
I
I was
have
like,
no
hey,
idea.
I play Guild Wars.
Yeah, I know that it must have just been overhearing. And
Yeah, I have no
or maybe
idea.
like video games in general, and like one of us probably mentioned like, oh, I've been playing this like online game called Guild Wars.
You
I'm
ever
like,
played
are you
Guild Wars
serious? Like I
before?
literally play that game. Like
Yeah.
No, it's. I
and at
remember,
the time, like Guild Wars was not a game very many people played.
Yeah.
So
It was
so that was like a
consider
very.
the
You're like,
odds.
oh, whoa, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
right.
cool.
And I
Yeah.
think the expansion
Expansion.
the
Boss farts.
Boss farts
expansion
and extractions.
the expansion factions had just released.
Right.
And
yeah.
that was when me and Tim started playing together. It's funny because like Tim's mom was my like science teacher, so like I'd go into class sometimes, and Mrs. Appleby would be like, "Oh, I heard you and Tim were playing last night." And it was just like, "Yeah, we're playing Guild Wars."
No
Like,
big deal.
So fun.
And,
yeah, we would talk on Skype, and like that's essentially how we became friends.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows you video games are like any other form of entertainment. They're maybe not as quote unquote cool as like maybe like yo you watch some football, you like them Eagles, blah blah blah.
No,
But
video
still,
games
it's
are
like
cool now.
they are, no, they
video
are.
games are cool.
They're
now.
getting.
Yeah.
I still think comparatively to like your sports or something, I don't think it's quite there yet. But I think
Yeah.
we're definitely very close, if not.
Yeah, that's because
But it
sports
is-
are still associated with drinking with the boys.
Of course.
As soon as video games are associated with drinking with the we have officially
We have won
Look
the
at
battle.
look at Fortnite on Barstool. It's a fucking
It is, no,
it
and that's
is-
really-
it is gaming and drinking with
It
the
is
boys.
taking over, and that's awesome to see. And that kind of was that. You have your casual gamers, of course, that are just like, all right, I play Call of Duty, Madden, and like the big ones during the year, and then that's it. And they're probably on not talking to anyone.
right.
But I mean, how often do you guys like actually just go into a random game and just talk like
Never.
openly on mic?
I do that pretty often.
Unless it's
Yeah.
Overwatch, because I'm talking to my team playing
I was gonna say
competitively.
something
And
that's
I'm-
not necessary for team chat.
Never.
Like
Yeah.
that's
There's
Voice
the games,
chat, not
most
often.
of the games that I play, like more recently in the past year, just like all competitive shooters, Counter Strike,
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, and stuff. And so you go into it with the expectation that everyone is going to have a mic. So in the
course.
beginning of like the 30 seconds whatever where you're choosing your stuff and whatever, I just like to shoot the shit and
Yeah.
like have some fun.
and
I'm going to be playing with these guys for an hour, so I might as well,
Like, yeah, exactly, get to know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be like that when I was younger, and I think
So-
as more people started getting Xbox and stuff, I was in parties. And when they
Right,
invented
yeah.
parties,
That was
I
a
was
big
in
thing.
parties, so I
but it's
wasn't
funny,
in game
It's
chat.
funny that that's been a topic of MMOs like World of Warcraft and some of the things where a lot of the social interactions that you need to do to group up and do quests and raids has all been automated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of taken out the necessity to
Like the
to be
social-
Yeah.
No, totally.
And yeah, it's just funny.
And
how,
even you
like,
have, like,
that's
like-
fallen in the background now.
Yeah. Like emotes in games and stuff like that, you don't even actually need to say anything. You just have your character.
Yeah, especially on
Yeah.
PC, there's a lot more like typing interaction,
course.
whereas console is more or less
like
just
chat.
vocal.
Yeah, exactly.
But before we get off, I wanted to finish my. I talked about Tim.
Mm-hmm.
How I Met Trio was through Xbox 360. Probably, I was in high school and you weren't.
I think I was like 8th grade.
Yeah,
And then you were
Yeah,
freshman.
yeah.
Because it was before you obviously got your car because you drive us to school.
Yeah.
Which was funny. But then you moved and I was like, damn it, now I gotta figure it out. I gotta take a bus and like this sucks.
So yeah, we met through mutual friends.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Brian
Yeah,
and Abe Rogers. And Danny Gregoire.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And
that
we
was
used
the
to-
original
that
like
was
Xbox
that was
crew.
that was like our little crew, and
On
like
Xbox,
that's how
yeah.
me and Trio met. And it's like yeah.
And then I realized he lived 5 blocks from me, basically.
Yeah,
Like, when you
after
were
my
back there.
parents divorced, when I moved in, like I was in Newtown Square for a bit.
Yeah, you lived right by my aunt, actually,
Yeah.
which was funny. Which was
Yeah.
right by me. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and then we hung out the one night. First time I ever drank was with you and your friends, which was funny. Hilarious stuff.
But then it gets a little even deeper. Like besides Trio, so when I was talking to Tim about when I went to middle school, I used to go to like Catholic school.
And
St. Pius for the Delco.
Pius.
Yeah, St. Pius for the Delco people who know the
I
area.
went to Annie's.
And then I went to Paxton Island Middle School, and that's how I met Tim. But I still would talk to my friends from elementary school. And once we got to high school, people had Xboxes. Modern Warfare 2 was all the rage freshman year.
Yeah.
And
Halo 3, for God's sakes, the custom
yeah,
games.
we'll get to it.
Yeah,
we'll get to it. But yeah, freshman year, like a lot of my friends, Casey, Connor Wellman, a few other kids from Pius got Xbox, started playing, and their friends from O'Hara started joining our groups, and that's literally how I met my entire high school, like the kids from O'Hara friend group. Literally how I met Matt, Austin, Bob,
That's how I met them.
Alex.
I met all your friends. Yeah, like that's how I met
And
them.
I literally met them all through playing Xbox, and then we met in real life, and that was it. Like it's really
It
weird
is a
to
chain
even
of
say
events.
that.
No, it's
Because like Austin, Keith will bring it up every once in a while. Like yeah, like we met on Xbox. Like that's where we met. Like that's how we were hanging out.
dude.
Yeah,
it's
it's
all,
really-
all the new bromances are.
You start
really-
those, and then I meet you, then I meet these guys, and then it's just a never-ending
it's really
thing.
strange to say to like people like it's like oh I don't know why anyone would ask me how I met certain people.
Like, oh,
but if
you
it
guys
comes
know
up
each other from like
high school, it's like yeah, but like we didn't meet in high school. We met on Xbox. Like yeah,
it's funny.
I think it's kind of cool, and it definitely shows like the social aspect of like the time. And Modern Warfare 2 was that game where like even in Marple, like everyone was fucking playing that game. I started talking and met a lot
the
of
Fortnite
people
outset.
that were in grades above us and below us that were playing with just
Everyone, you have
people
crews.
in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm like people I would have never interacted with in grades above us or whatever. I met playing Modern Warfare 2 because they were just like they knew someone else and they were in the crew too. So like I was conversing with people I would have never otherwise would have conversed with. So I think it's really cool, and that's just people in real life.
And that just shows you, like I said, this is a really cool medium that just lets you do a lot more things than just play some stupid video games that you're just going off into this random fantasy world. You get to meet people, and also you get to communicate with someone who's maybe, I don't know, states away. So your buddy moves across the way, you guys can still play video games all night. It's really sweet.
I know some people I want to shout out to that degree, but I want to let you guys talk. If you have any like stories about anyone else you've met in real life that you're now friends with through games or just online people, because I was going to get into that, but I'm going to let you guys talk for a little bit.
There's probably people that I played some games with first, like online. I know in high school, which is when most people started getting into like PC gaming, and like Steam was getting really big.
Sorry.
Like all like a lot of friends had like mutual friends. We would like all play together. When Counter-Strike was big, I don't know if you remember this, but I started that like Marble Newtown Counter-Strike group for a while, and I was running a server where everyone was like jumping in and playing, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, someone else started a Minecraft server too.
Did they?
Yeah, on PC.
Yeah, so I'm sure that there's that, but yeah, it's mostly just making friends and relationships like just states away.
No, really.
I have a lot of them too.
Yeah.
There was this one guy, I used to be I am still, Rock Band fiend. I would go online and play with people, and there was this one dude, I'd always, whenever he's on, he'd message me and be like, yo, Rock Band? I'd be like, yeah, we got some like insane scores. I can't remember his name now. He was the man. He was really cool.
I have a Rock Band guy I used to play with. His name was AOW Genocide. He was clearly in a clan with that one. It's
Rock
funny.
Band clan, like a band?
No, he was in a clan for another game.
Rock Band.
But
Rock
like
Band, Clan Band.
me and him did the endless set list together, and I sung on Expert, and he did.
You sung.
I sung the endless set. Yeah, dude, I was a singer on Rock Band.
Damn.
I worked the drums.
Who would have thought?
He was just up there laying his golden pipes down on that.
Yeah, but dude, it sucks. Like, I never got the last trophy because we paused in the middle of it. It took like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Oh,
that's
it was a fucking feat. It was.
I can't believe you even did it.
Yeah. Look at dude. It's an
That's
achievement.
insane. That is an achievement. No, that's crazy.
But I never got all the achievements.
What happened? He was just like, I gotta shit really bad. And
I think one of us had to go to the bathroom or eat, but
yeah, the trick is you just gotta play.
Dude, what? I have to eat.
It was funny because it was funny that night. My
well.
parents were leaving. I'm like, yo, this is a great opportunity. Like, my parents are leaving. They're not gonna like
Bug
ask me to do anything, so I'm gonna be down here the whole night. I never knew what happened to that guy.
And that's the thing. They just go away.
There are some friends
like that. Just
dude,
you just, and it's not like anything happened. It's just you just don't.
Dude,
talk to them
I
anymore.
wish.
Like,
Dude, there are so many people. I met a guy on Gears of War, the original. His name was Odd Sick Ass Killa. And
Classic Odd
he
Sick
was
Ass Killa.
this guy was like kind of a scummy guy. Like, he was a lot older than me, but like we'd play Gears together, and for some reason he liked playing with like a 13-year-old kid.
So you want to meet up?
Like he was a nice guy, but he was
yeah.
like kind of a scumbag. But like I played Gears with him a lot, and like one time I think I removed him from my friends list or something, or just after a while he didn't come on, and I was playing Gears 3, and there he is in my game. I was like, what? I was like, no fucking way. I was like, that's odd, man. And I messaged him. He's like, hey dude, like it's been a while. I was like, fuck. Like I was a lot older at that point, but yeah, that was a weird coincidence chance. What about you, Trio? Any real life experiences before moving to online ones?
I mean, like I said,
have a lot more to talk about.
They were really through you mostly. It was Matt and all them, Casey. I didn't know any of those guys before you, and I obviously started talking to them on Xbox first, and then it just bled over, and you guys were like, "Hey, you want to come hang out?" Blah blah. And
the friend group integration.
It did. I just was assimilated in, and it works perfectly. But I'm trying to, like I said, there were just some people. Not maybe that I've actually interacted with in the real world afterwards, but I've met some people online that I've gone in and I've had that's the game I play with them. There was some guy on For Honor I was playing with for a while. He friended me on there and I went back and forth with him. But like, I guess as I've gotten older, they've definitely gotten a little bit fewer and far between.
Absolutely.
I definitely would say that.
Part of why I think that's happening too is because before, like, 10 years ago, when you would have someone that would play a game with you and like you jive with them, you didn't have that in your real life circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like when you found that person online, like that was your guy. Yeah. Like then you'd build a relationship with them. But then now it's like everybody plays games. So like you just look to your left, to your right, you got someone to play with.
It's really true.
So,
and like mostly if you're in a friends group of dudes, most of them probably do play video games. But even like your guys' group is the group of guys that I can talk to like video games and stuff about mostly. Like whereas my friends, of course, my other friends group, my more main friends group, maybe isn't isn't as versed on it, and of course they like to talk about it. Unless like Super, I talk to him about shit all the time. But like, of course he isn't gonna know as much shit as maybe you if we're getting into something.
Super.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
But it is like interesting. That's a very good point. Like you can kind of turn anywhere and just anyone's gonna have an Xbox or probably PlayStation 4 and you can play.
Now
with
that I'm like remembering how I met all of my like good college friends, like I roomed with for like 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Was I had a class with someone and I was sitting like the new Smash Bros just came out on like DS first, I was playing on DS, just sitting there, and he just walks up and is like, "Yo, like I just got Smash Bros. 2." And I was like, "All right, like you're the player now."
All right, what's your name? Okay,
and I
we're
met
good.
his roommate, and then his roommate had a friend, and we all just like got together, and then
That's
we
awesome.
moved out together, and like we lived together for 2 years, and that was
There you
awesome.
That's
go.
actually really cool. Yeah.
There you go. It's really funny once you think about it. I have a ton of online people I've met over the years.
So
Whether
that's because you're more into like obviously the MMO. I don't play a lot of MMOs. And
MMOs, I
think that
met
might be
a lot of people, but also through Xbox. But when I played WoW, I talked to a lot of people that I don't talk to at all anymore.
Okay.
But like, you know, I was raiding and stuff, so I was like interacting with people. But I was also young, and being online, at least back then, was like very intimidating. Like I was playing with like adults,
Of course.
Yeah,
and like I was the squeaker. You know,
Totally.
I was like the, you know.
I don't think no, actually when I was 13 I started playing Counter-Strike online, and I had to pretend to be 18 to play
Hey guys.
on whatever. So I had to try really hard to make my
Hey guys,
voice
what's
deep,
going on?
like, hey guys, how you doing?
Hey guys,
Yeah,
you want to come to my
Yeah,
13th
but
birthday
like,
party?
but like
But,
even now, like kids, when I hear kids, I'm like sometimes they're really annoying. I'm like, fuck's sake.
Dude, my cousin,
I'm just like these kids are
Is-
fucking nuts.
my little cousin Joseph,
It's-
is like 12. Yeah, he's 12, and he like knows more shit about computers and video games than me now. And I'm like,
Yeah. See, like
like he's
I
talking to me
relate
about
to
like
that.
a computer, like especially computers. Like I'm obviously a console guy, but he's like, yeah, I got this GPU, blah blah blah, like shit that you're saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the? Yeah, like flum. What? I'm sorry. Just and that's I guess why I gravitate towards like a console. Just the less. It's not super complicated.
So
but less
to
complicated.
start off with some of the Xbox 360 people I've met, of course, I actually, do you know my friend Fred?
I don't think so.
I think
you
you've
mentioned him before.
I think you've
a whole
met
bunch.
him.
I had to.
You
Fred,
know-
I know, but yeah.
So Fred met Joey through Xbox. I introduced them both when we were playing during the Halo
interesting.
3 days. So we used to pal around a lot. That was one of like the connections I made through me. What else? So I met a lot of people that I still kind of talk to this day. One of them, my friend Jake. Jake is from Michigan, and the reason I met him was through Fred. And the reason I started talking to him was because I needed help in Oblivion with something. And he was like, yo, I know this guy. His gamer tag was Jake and Scott because Jake was the kid and his dad was Scott and they shared an account. And he was like the Oblivion guy.
Just the expert.
Like
I love it.
he's my friend Fred.
I
Is
got
like,
all those achievements by accident.
he's like listen. He's like you want to ask it? Like I'll send you his gamer tag. You can ask him. I did, and that's how we became friends. And Fred kind of faded out, and I was still friends with him. And like just he doesn't play Xbox much anymore, but I have him on like Facebook and I have his number and stuff. And like you know,
I think he joined the party a few times when I would be in there and stuff like that.
yeah,
so.
we've talked recently. We haven't talked much recently, but like he's one of those kids that I'm just like, you know, I've been through a lot with him in the gaming years, and
Yeah.
like he's an achievement hunter too.
I was about to say that
and
probably
we
is an
bond.
extra layer on top of like you need, especially when you're hunting for achievements, as a hunter does.
Yeah,
You need that help
I
with
got-
a lot of things more than maybe say me, who's just I'm just playing the game. I'm
yeah,
not-
and like you know, we met when we were like in middle school, and I think he's in college. You know, he is. I just don't know what year he is. I think he's your age, but. Yeah, like we're still boys. Like even though we don't talk a lot, it's like once we talk, like he jumps on Xbox. He doesn't play as much as he used to, but it's just like fuck, it's
So, yeah,
Jake.
what's
like,
up?
yeah. Another person I met, Tara. She's from Georgia. I met her playing Left 4 Dead, and that was when I realized that there's a lot of girls who play Left 4 Dead. I don't know why, but there is. Yes,
It's a good game.
There's a lot of girls, and it was through her that I realized, and I'm like, why are there so many girls that play Left 4 Dead specifically?
I think there's also probably just a lot more girls that just don't feel like dealing with party chat, and they're just like I'm not even gonna.
Well,
with
like
that.
she's
And I can understand
she's
that.
me and Tim's age, and I met her just like playing a game, and
Yeah.
like I still talk to her and like text her and stuff, and like we're really good friends. Like we played a lot like back in the day, and then kind of like went our separate ways, and then like started talking again, and yeah, like we're really good friends, and that's like fucking hilarious. Like we always say, it's like remember when we like fucking met in like that Left 4 Dead game?
Remember that? Oh, that
Remember-
one Left 4 Dead game.
When we were like 12, like it was funny.
That is
It's
funny.
I'm trying to think.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, there's two. Another one who's more recent, who I met playing Black Flag, is Joker. Ryan.
Oh yeah.
He's been
Playing Assassin's Black Flag. Assassin's
yeah,
Creed?
Black Flag. Yup. It was a very short match, but I added him, and yeah, he's been kind of like, you know who he is. He's he's an achievement buddy of
Oh yeah,
mine.
did that still have multiplayer? It did, didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And of course, through Guild Wars 2, I've met like a fucking shit ton of people that I've, especially
You have like your
now.
actual like a guild in there. Too.
Yeah,
so
and like I know a lot of YouTube content creators. I edit for one of them. He's definitely Richie Bogotter, if you want to go check him out. He's definitely like a friend of mine, rather than like I don't know, like I work for him and like do freelance for him, but like he's a friend.
Yeah.
And like the people I've met in that guild and through him, and like there's just tons of people that I've met like that
and that's good.
I'm friendly with, and like maybe because I'm older, it's a lot different. But like when I was younger, it was so different to like talk to people online, just because like I was young.
I think the culture
and
is
that was
too,
very
to be honest.
Yeah,
I really think that's
the
been
culture's
a big...
a lot different. Plus, when I was raiding in WoW, like we didn't have like I had Facebook, like we didn't have like Twitter and stuff. Like it was a little different.
And I mean, dude, it's so. I think Grand Theft Auto has all these. I don't think they. I know they do all these events, and they did this motorcycle one recently, and now like freaking actual groups get together. Like in real life with their GTA motorcycle club and like have a party and stuff like that.
Yo,
like there's like crazy stuff.
GTA
like, dude,
is wild.
It is. It's crazy stuff, man.
RP in that game.
Like it's
weird.
How do you RP in GTA? Like I wouldn't like that's something like for like fantasy games like WoW or Guild Wars or something like in MMOs. But like
some
GTA,
people are super deep into it.
Like,
and I mean
that's
that's just like
crazy.
you see
Go
even like
creative.
guilds with stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like people end up getting together. You find these communities through these games, and it's really cool that you might not find in your own area, and that's an awesome thing to do and an awesome route to take. But
I mean, yeah, you can see it now, like with Overwatch and the new esports thing. Like the event just happened in Philly, and all they did it again.
Yeah.
Wahoo's right for one of the matches.
Yeah,
it's just really interesting to like.
They
go
did it for the
and
beginning.
remember the like
see all those
Pokemon
people.
Go's things like that?
Oh
were,
yeah,
that were
I didn't even
anarchies.
think of that. That was like a huge.
Yeah.
Do you remember
you
the
can
park
talk
right
about
around here, Veterans Memorial Park?
Yeah.
Didn't they release like a legendary Pokemon in there or something? Or Pokemon?
I don't know. I stopped playing after.
But
that.
a lot of people went there to
Yeah,
play
to get
Pokemon
one, yeah.
Go.
It was every single day. That park had at least like 30, 40 kids at any given point. It doesn't matter if it was 8 in the
Playing
morning and
Pokemon.
8 at night playing Pokemon Go, like just walking around in circles.
There were no Pokemon areas in some, like they were starting to pop up. It would say no playing Pokemon Go or something because parks were sick of dealing with it. And like certain
Yeah, I
places
remember
were
when like that was getting big and like,
Dude,
people would like flood parks and like why the hell would anyone else be why would the fuck
It was cool. It came out at the
40
perfect
kids
time. It was like
Really,
right
in the
summer.
peak of summer.
Yeah, it was
when
July.
You could just
Everyone
walk
can walk
outside
around,
and
yeah.
like do it. Remember when it came out? Like I went for a run and just ran around.
Yeah, I
town
walked
and
somewhere
catcalled
and I was
Pokemon.
like, yeah.
Chris Connor, he'd been on the podcast before, friend of the show. He was like crazy. Like he'd walk around like neighborhoods looking like just doing shit. I'm just like, that's nuts.
It's cool.
I was like,
And
imagine
that's
if
like
we were 12 and this
doing-
came out.
Oh,
We
it would be
biking
because
to
you're
each
walking
other's-
everywhere.
we'd be
Yeah, you're
biking to each other's houses.
That is
and
so
shit.
true. You don't think about that.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm sure that for some kids growing up like at that age, that was what it was like.
No,
so
no,
imagine,
that's-
like
But that's what I'm saying. Like
back
if
then.
we were that
I mean,
age,
it was just funny. Like
Meet
while
up
I
at
was
the
walking
shopping
around,
center.
like, just walking around town, and like that was the first day it came out. I still saw people walking like with their phone.
Yeah.
And like we didn't like say anything to each other.
But we did.
both
But you know-
knew what we were doing.
you gave that solid nod of
You're
like,
just
I know why you're
just
out
like
here.
you're just like looking at your phone. You're like
You just tip the phone to them, and that's it.
fucking like creep walking around.
There was that was crazy. If that game was a tiny bit more comprehensive, I think it would still be
Oh, yeah.
just
It
as
sucks
big.
it like fell off, and then did you hear?
fell
about
off
Just
the capturing
because,
stuff, but, like-
the battle system. sucks.
Exactly. That
Like,
was,
it-
like,
yeah, the
yeah,
game was like
full
not
back
good.
Yeah.
The social aspect
It was cool, but yeah, they didn't get that part right.
I'm trying to. If you guys, anything else that you want
I'm
to
just
talk
trying to-
about?
no,
Like,
I-
yeah, I mean, we can keep going.
Of course,
I'm
of course,
just,
of course. Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have any like experiences that you definitely want to talk about.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mentioned it on Nostalgia Cast a whole bunch, but like Counter Strike I met so many people, like at least 5-6 people that I just know. Some of them actually lived in Pennsylvania, and we still talk today.
That's awesome.
But like I got to know them really, really well. Like it was to the point where one of them became like my best friend. Alex, if you're watching, what's up? He lives in Illinois, and like we would play games all the time. Like right after school, we would like be
Everyone
chatting,
topping
playing
on.
games. Like Resident Evil, we do play PS. It didn't just stick with Counter Strike. It like moved to all other games
course,
and we
yeah.
played together, and that was awesome. And then like you mentioned before, it just kind of like fades
Dude,
away.
there are
doing things.
And there's nothing you
countless.
can do.
Yeah.
It just does.
There are so many people, especially on Xbox, who I talk to a ton, and they just disappeared like it was fucking nothing. Like,
especially with a
so
console,
many people.
with a console like that, which is something that
oh my god,
when you're on a console, you are on
You're
to play
video games. Yeah,
it's different with PC. Like you can just be hanging out on PC. Like,
and, like
I have my
messing
Steam
around
chat
and
open
that
almost all
pops
the
up.
time,
Yeah.
and I can say hi to people and chat whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I don't have time to play games anymore, I'm not touching my Xbox. Like whereas if I'm on my computer, I'm on for a million different reasons.
yeah,
So,
it's true. Yeah, good point.
But yeah, I think so. It's definitely much easier to stay in contact with people that you have on
Through the computer
PC.
rather than-
because
yeah.
it's just they're always kind of available to chat, and Steam made that so easy. But it's just really cool knowing people and getting to know people really well.
No,
Yeah,
it really is.
it's really interesting because like I don't like bring that up to people often at all. Like I do have a very large online friend base.
And I mean, it's just another reason why we play video games. Obviously, like it is really cool. And obviously, that wasn't obvious. That wasn't there when it first started. You had couch co-op. That was the first type of interaction you'd have.
Yeah, when we were kids going over to people's houses. Like I remember,
and I'm even saying like way back in the day. Like
This is
when video games were just first. Like no one who could have expected like how this goes.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Like before we were friends, like in middle school and stuff. My birthday parties were like gaming hub centrals. Like I think.
Oh yeah.
I remember one of the first ones I brought when I was
LAN
friends with you and I
party.
invited you. I think it was either Chris Boyle or Chris Martinelli. Somebody brought their Xbox and we were playing like Halo 2, and it was like the time of like.
Oh yeah, that's how I
lives.
met Chris Boyle was through you in video games.
All the screen
Yep.
cheaters. You know, you just got to deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap him good.
And that's how you met like Casey and like my pious friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there you go. Like I mean, like they met through
I
me, but like
I
games,
have a
too.
good chunk of my friends group out of video games, and that's really interesting
Oh,
to say.
yeah.
Now,
It's-
like as I
it's
thought
over
about
the
it,
majority.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
true. Like I might probably wouldn't have met you if we didn't
No,
have video games.
I doubt it. I don't know
Then
why
in
we
turn, I wouldn't have met Casey and all them. So that's just literally a whole subsect of people that I'm friends with now.
Yeah, like
Wouldn't even know.
I didn't even know
Like-
who you were before I met you.
I was
like
just
I didn't.
J-Bag Killer. You were just Red Wolf Crusader.
Yeah, but like I didn't even know who Chris Trio was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I didn't know
That's what I'm
name.
saying. You're just known as that. You're gamer. You know, you're really becoming friends on like a console or just anything when
Yeah.
you give real names.
Yeah.
Or just even a first name.
Honestly,
a first name
like
basis.
nowadays, like I don't give a shit who Joker.
exactly. It's
Joker calls me Gooch.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. He calls me Red Wolf sometimes, and I call him Joker. But like, I don't know. Like we both know each other's names.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
same
kind of
with, like,
that
people-
solidifying of you're friends now.
with
Yeah.
people like in Guild Wars 2 that I play with. Like most of us know each other's names, but we just usually go by our online names. It is what it is. It's just
No, I hear you.
if someone doesn't know who I am, it's less confusing.
Exactly.
You know. But yeah, like again, like my online friend pool is like ridiculously large,
Right, especially now
and over the years.
that you've gotten so invested in Guild Wars 2. Like I can see how getting a guild and getting
And that
to
just
talking with
helps.
That.
Yeah.
That's
And-
just the thing that obviously it helps you in the game. So
Right,
it incentivizes you to just make some.
Not even that, but even through like just like out of like communities within the game. Like I'm very like prevalent in Bog Otter's community, and like people know who I am because I video edited for
Yeah.
him. So like there's
That's
like
cool.
there's also like a lot of like community aspects happening like because of the game, but not in the game
Yeah.
necessarily.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
So
and that's how that's what I'm talking about with these community like that GTA stuff. People are like, it is funny to think about that. Like, why are they doing that? But at the same time, like, that's kind of cool. Like, fuck
Yeah.
it. You know what? Go. They like do charity like auctions and stuff for
Right.
charity. It's
That's
it's
awesome.
like look it up. It's cool stuff. But I think it's a very awesome thing that video games inspire people to do this type of stuff.
And like
it's
create
cool. It really is.
another. Ooh, what's the word? I don't want to use circle. Create another medium for people to be social. Like
Yeah.
video
Oh,
games.
yeah.
Video games were not social at one point.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like,
that is
when-
kind of the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
They were single player experiences where you weren't. You
Well,
didn't have to interact with.
Like I said, the
anyone.
first
And now
video
they're
games
very
Pong,
much.
you just had someone sitting next to you. It wasn't anything great. But then, of course, we moved into the more single player stuff, and then it made possible.
Yeah, I think
was
well-
Xbox Live the first like real
On
like
console.
mainstream way to do
Yes.
that, like
Yeah,
to play online.
Absolutely.
They're all over the internet.
Yeah,
yes,
over there,
I think
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Like Halo 1 and shit,
I mean,
right?
PlayStation 2 had like PlayStation Online or whatever the fuck.
Well, that
it
was via console, obviously. PC. Had
No, but like you
online
could
stuff.
get like a
Oh,
network
exactly. Yeah,
adapter
yeah.
that you put in the back of your PlayStation to play, like Final
Oh
Fantasy.
yeah. Final
11.
Fantasy had PS2 as
Yeah.
well.
I remember I had
What?
The Wi-Fi adapters on the back of the Xbox.
I was always hardwired on.
Yeah, no, I was hardwired too.
It was like $100.
They were insane. Yeah, I was like, I'm buying
Yeah,
an
dude,
Ethernet
it was
cord.
funny.
What the fuck
Like
am I doing?
360s and PS3s did not have Wi-Fi. It was only a hardwire connection.
I remember, wasn't the Elite that came out, and then of course PlayStation didn't do like it. Did they do a Slim PlayStation 3?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Well, it was like,
I assume that had
I
Wi-Fi.
don't think it was a Slim. It was just like their next.
Yeah, the next-
generation, but
It was
It was
a
more or less the same thing.
it
It
was
just
kind of
didn't
a
look
Slim.
like a big grill.
Yeah, I'm curious. even like
It
even
looked
that
like
thing.
a George Foreman grill. That was like a meme back in then. It
Wait,
was,
no.
like,
Look at my
Look at his triple stack
Look at my
roll, though, now.
3-layered cake over here.
Oh, that's attractive though.
Yeah, I
PS,
see.
the original PS3 was like the size.
The
of
Xbox looks like a
One.
VCR.
Yeah,
the
Xbox-
old
The
one. It's
original
too
one?
big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like
but-
if you put that in like a dusty storage bin, people would just be like, this is a piece of shit.
I hate it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
but
paid like $700 for that.
They did a good job though with the Slim, at least on the Xbox. I know they're not selling as well or anything, but they did shrink it down and make it look way more appealing.
Right. Yeah.
But what? Anything else, guys?
I think I'm good. I'm trying to think like if anything off the like.
Off the cuff. Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's a lot of people that I didn't mention that like I've met that live around here that I met online,
yeah.
Yeah.
like playing with other people I know or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess I would say, like, don't be afraid to meet someone online too. Obviously, like, yeah,
It's
like,
a very
not enough. Like,
it's weird because we grew up when like the internet was like adapting and gaming was adapting to multiplayer and online and whatever. So we were like moving with it, and now it's kind of I don't know if it's like at its peak, but I don't know where it could really go. It's definitely like it's been here
and I think it's
established.
maybe the computer's a little different, but when you're making like an Xbox Live friend, you know you're only going to talk to them if you're on Xbox. Like and you're on there to play video games.
Right.
So like, when I say like don't be afraid to meet people, obviously don't like start giving out your personal information to some rando online and blah blah and stuff. But like, play some games, maybe talk in the game chat or something. Who knows? Or
Just
just
feel free to give your personal information. I mean, hey, like people
no, I
find-
should
people
say don't
meet
start
each other
giving
and
out
get
your social
married.
security number and
Oh,
stuff.
well, don't be stupid. but,
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
Kids, don't give people your Xbox Live password
Or your credit card.
You're never gonna know what's gonna happen.
Hey, if they
yeah,
start
they-
asking your mother's maiden name, first pet name, get out of there.
Yeah, that's how you know to
Yeah.
give them the axe, give them the big delete. But something you said earlier, Trio, where like video games, I don't think they were ever not social. They're just that level have just evolved. It peaked maybe.
That's
Maybe.
what I meant. Yeah,
We don't
exactly.
obviously we can't tell, but
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
I probably
even
said
back
that
then,
wrong. I
like,
didn't mean
having people over to just play like together or couch co-op or
That's
even
what
just
I mean,
trade
yeah.
off like
you were
controllers.
meeting,
That
I guess,
was
people
still-
Yeah.
online is what
Yeah,
I meant as much.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you're
you're
not-
definitely right. I meant social in a way where you're like playing with other people because, like, of course, like you go
like
into
mass
school
amounts of people.
and you
should I
talk
say,
about
maybe.
I don't know. I talked about Kingdom Hearts with a lot of fucking people.
Oh yeah, huge.
And
huge
all
following.
those games would be like, oh, yo, did you do this? I've mentioned this on podcasts, but I was that kid who would be like, yo.
You
like,
were the Jakes.
He was stuck on. Somebody was stuck on a
ball.
boss, and I went over like multiple people's houses. Not just because of this, but we were friends through other means. But like I go over and be like, oh, I'm stuck. On
I
this
got a
boss.
guy. He
Huge,
can beat it
like,
for you. They just
offer.
have a card that
Like-
they hand
like,
people.
dude, like,
he'll show up
I-
at night.
I
You don't
would-
say anything. He comes in and beats it. That's it. Don't talk to him.
I would beat bosses in Kingdom Hearts for people because like I don't know, like I was good at the game.
You like
and
leave an Xbox credit
Yeah.
card, whatever, on the nightstand.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
come and beat the boss.
You have to leave a $20 Xbox gift card. On that, yeah.
yeah, this
He
is
just comes
before
in and beats it.
Xbox. Give me a GameStop gift card or something.
Have you guys ever seen Grandma's Boy?
No, I know what it is, and I know there's gaming.
Hilarious. It's about like gamers that like stone gamers basically that work at a gaming company. They develop games, and he's like at the one guy Alex. He's at a table and it's all the kids, and they're like, "We don't know how to beat the boss, Alex. What's going on?" He's like, "All right, here's what you do: you jump on the fucking monster's back, you launch the arrow down." I just can imagine you doing that. That's why I think it's so
Yeah,
funny.
dude, I'd be.
Like, all right,
I would like.
this is all you have to do.
I would like explain it and I'd be like, dude, I just can't do it, and I'd do
like,
it.
this is Gucci.
And sometimes I'm like, dude, you gotta level up more. Like you're fucking like.
Watch Grandma's Boy. That's all I want to say.
I was getting to a point.
sorry,
What was I
I
talking
didn't
about?
mean to
No. Oh, like I think I don't know if I was like personally responsible, but
Probably.
being friends with Casey, like we were not friends because of games. We were friends just because. There's actually a very funny story about how we became friends, but I'm not gonna tell it because it's nothing to do with games. We became
Good.
friends, and I think I showed him games like from like a very young age, and like I showed him a bunch of stuff, and like like he would come over and sleep over, and we'd like play like one night he brought over Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban the game, and we beat it in
You mean the best game?
That sounds like fun.
We
honestly.
beat it
Yeah.
in one sitting.
Those
are
are
the
the
good
Harry
nights.
Potter games are very fun.
Oh,
Dude, I love the Harry
Chamber-
Potter games. Yeah, there's some
like
good
I
ones.
was
actually.
talking about earlier, Chamber of Secrets and Jack and Daxter were my first PS2 games.
That's funny.
Fucking great. But yeah, like I think I turned him on to gaming in a way, and you know he plays a lot of
I
shit.
can't think if I've turned anyone on to gaming, but I've
It's-
probably been an influencer in people getting consoles.
I think you
or
have, Tim.
PCs, man.
You've been a PC influencer since I've known you.
I think I got
You
my one
definitely
friend to buy
are.
an Xbox Super. I think I kind of was like super young. He doesn't play any games though. He uses it for like Netflix and YouTube and stuff. I'm like, get some games, man. Like, just get the free ones on Xbox
Yeah,
Live.
I like to see some people like maybe not Casey, but his brother Connor. Connor plays like just like FPS, kind of like the base stuff. And when he gets interested in something else that like is very much like not that, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. That he went out of his way to like something on his own, and you know, like he's developing like a taste, and like people are like breaking out of their gaming shells and like just playing other shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
You
really
know,
cool.
I think we've probably mentioned this before, but that kind of thing started where like you would see people that you originally were like would never expect them to be into games. That for
Which
me,
is like
I
everyone.
started noticing people breaking out of that shell and like trying things out and not being ashamed.
Yeah.
With Skyrim when that came
No,
out.
that really was. That's true.
That's a
so
good
many
point.
people
That's a very
started
good point.
like playing like, yo,
RPGs.
I'm playing
Yo,
a game where
Skyrim?
I'm a fucking
Skyrim?
like
Yeah.
Viking killing dragons and I love it and
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed.
Who
of
cares?
it.
Everyone's
Like,
playing it. Yeah.
Like, and I thought that was really cool.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, there's a
actually.
lot
I
of
do remember
a lot
everyone
of games
talking about
that like broke barriers. Like we didn't talk about Halo 3, but I think Halo 3 like before Modern
One of
Warfare
the
2
biggest.
was one of the
Really.
biggest games that like again that like everyone in school was playing and everyone
Right.
was
But
talking
see, that's
about
one of
it.
the games though, like with like modern and war and shooting games and stuff. That's like something universally everyone's like, oh, that's cool. Like,
Yeah,
that's, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
It's so
no,
true.
you're
Yeah,
right,
you're shooting
you're
an
right.
alien, and
You're right.
and I really, dude, like the custom games and everything, like they were so much fun.
I remember.
They never really
I remember I
recaptured that
came over
with,
your
like,
house
new ones.
and we played. I think it
Lava Pit,
we
freaking
played,
smear.
What map was it? Shit, or what level was it? I think it was the third level. It's the one with the scarab and the mongoose.
Ghostbusters, like there were so many good games.
I played campaign for the first time over
Oh,
your
yeah.
house. Yeah.
There was
Dude,
a Halo
going
3
through
or-
Yes.
Legendary
Yeah.
Halo,
Yeah.
like that was like the co-op. It was great times, man. It really
Yeah,
was.
It really was.
And
I don't think it can ever be like that again. Maybe like Fortnite.
I think we're getting. That's what I'm saying. I was
Fortnite
about to say
and like
that.
PUBG are kind
We're
of like
on all the time.
two
Yeah.
games that like I think like dude, Fortnite was on like GMA, like a few. Good Morning America.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they did
Because they
this
were
whole
like
thing
talking about
about
it, taking over
and I'm just like, and like, it's like, and one of the reporters is like, "Have we lost our kids to Fortnite?" And I'm like, and I shared the post, and I
I
go,
did see that.
"Yes,
yeah.
yes, you have lost your kids to Fortnite." And I'm just like, and you know, maybe I don't know if this, you know, Fortnite and PUBG are like fad games. They kind of seem like it right now.
But like we have to see, we really do have to see.
Who
I'm
knows?
interested because like even
It's different than Halo 3 and Modern
Well,
Warfare.
like
It's in the way
all
you can just
games-
jump in whenever, like-
all games are not fads until they are fads. Like you never know.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
when
and I really think
it's
it's
gonna die out.
a key factor in Fortnite is that you don't have like you have a progression, but it's all cosmetic based. There's
Yeah.
no like you can step away
Dude,
for like a couple weeks,
getting that
but you're not
W,
going to be any
getting that-
worse
Getting that
Yeah.
victory
technically
royale.
unless like you're just not good with a gun. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I do like that a lot about
Yeah.
Fortnite. How there is no real advantages.
Yeah,
It's just-
and-
Yeah, there's really no
Yeah.
like one things I like. If I were to critique it, it'd be like there's really not a lot to it, and I don't know how it can survive. Only just from like
I gotta-
updating
like,
the
the-
gameplay. Like it's fun, but like I don't play it alone. I play it with people.
I've started to play alone actually,
I
which is
think, I
fun.
think playing alone can be. I just played it for the first time last
That's
night.
kind of what I
actually.
want
It's funny
PUBG
that-
to be.
yeah.
I
And,
want
like,
I want
I
to play
really-
like PUBG alone, just because like I like the like more serious take on it a little bit more. But on console, like I'm fine with like playing Fortnite just with people. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I've been holding PUBG off.
I
for
guess
a while.
part of it also is luck with Fortnite. You gotta
And
you
I-
gotta get the good guns
well,
fast.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about if you're getting the good guns, if you're
Gotta get
good
that
with the guns,
slurp.
if you're and I mean building's a big thing of it too. But even that, like, you have to. I'm not good at building. Like on the fly, if I'm getting shot at, I'm like I'm building stairs and
Dude,
and a roof like by accident.
Some people
and,
build like a fucking fort like
in
in like
5 seconds.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
my,
so
my
insane.
brother play like he'll
like,
he'll just open up the wall tool, spin in a circle, have
And it's
stairs
all-
on the roof, and like just be ready to go.
Done, we're
like,
good.
in 2 seconds. I'm just like, what just happened? Like,
And it's cool, man. And I actually kind of, if I didn't have to pay for the actual regular game, it looks pretty interesting.
I
like
can't
now
play
that I
it
played
because
it,
I can't get achievements because then I can hide it when it's 0 out of 1,000.
like because I actually built out
game like a.
It's a survival,
zombies
basically.
defense?
Yeah.
Like you build, and the base build. Like I like the base building and stuff. Like it's fun. Like I could think about getting into it if it was like I think it's $40 for the base one, which I was like maybe if that was 20, I'd actually think about
Yeah,
it.
if it was 20.
I would actually
That sounds
really
like more of like.
And it's
I
still in
think,
beta.
Do you think maybe like they originally anticipated that single player to be the game?
Oh,
and
totally.
that
Yes.
battle royale would be like a fun little
100%.
thing you
Yes.
could do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was
Suddenly,
an they
Yes.
saw
Yeah.
PUBG and were like
Absolutely.
we could do this pretty easily in
Right.
our game and. Dude, it's fun, and it's free,
And they support
and
it
that
a lot.
really is freaking
There's
key,
updates going out every week. Like
That's
there's
cool.
all like since I've joined the game, like they've added so many new guns and added a new point, and they did like a Chinese New Year event and stuff. And
You know it's gonna be a real thing if they make a new map for it too. Like that's
it took PUBG a while to do that. They have like a foresty
Yeah.
like suburban map and a desert map.
So
It's only a matter of
with
time.
PUBG though, like that map is static, right? Like it's
Yeah.
always the same.
Yes.
Fortnite is randomly generated.
No.
right?
no
Fortnite's
Fortnite's.
always
So
the
there's
same.
always
Same too?
all the main city areas and such are always there. Like in all like everything is,
Ah.
but the loot is
Right.
what's different.
Well, I think all the buildings buildings are still there. It's the loot that changes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So
same thing with
they'll-
PUBG.
Like there's spots where chests spawn, but they don't always spawn. You know what I
Right.
mean? If that makes sense. So
So,
if
okay.
you go to that same spot in the next
So
game, the
map
chest might
knowledge
not be
is
there.
Definitely still an aspect.
Totally is a
Yeah,
key,
okay.
but I mean, and that just comes with as you play the game.
Yeah, I don't want to keep diving into.
Yeah,
Fortnite
we
too
are.
much,
It's turned
but-
I mean,
Fortnite.
it's.
But
I wanted to.
This is a big social game.
We're
though,
kind of
right?
getting
It
off.
really is.
We're
It
kind of
is,
getting off
yeah.
topic, but I wanted to do a podcast debating Fortnite and PUBG, but I don't know anyone who plays PUBG enough to be.
I don't know anyone who plays both. I think it's only one
I
or the
know
other.
one of my friends does. He plays both. He says
Ew.
this guy Dan that I know that I used to work with. But
Oh, okay.
he likes them, but he likes PUBG I think a little bit more. But literally, it's the free thing. I really think
Yeah.
that's why PUBG wins out with a lot of people. It's like I can
You
just
mean
download.
Fortnite?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
I can
PUBG
just
is okay.
download this.
I
for
think
free.
PUBG's only like
That's why
25 or $30. It's not. I don't think it's too expensive.
My one friend,
And it's
I got him to
janky.
download Fortnite because it was free, and now
Right.
we're playing.
There's
all
no
the time.
commitment. Like, that's-
exactly.
yeah, it-
Yeah,
you don't feel
And
like
that's
you have to
really,
Yeah.
I think, a
And that's
big
why I
factor.
got it.
Like,
I wouldn't have
I
bought
think
it.
I really like the idea of the battle royale games, even though I never played them. But
Yeah.
the one thing that has always turned me off from PUBG and now to Fortnite is just being a third-person shooter. I cannot get
Well,
around.
PUBG is first person too. If you want
PUBG
to be.
added a first-person mode.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
a test for Fortnite's first person mode. And it looked
Cool.
It looked cool.
I'm
Like
excited
it
for it
looked
to
cool.
happen. My thing is though, if it's something that you can just switch on and off, on
I
the
don't like
fly,
that either.
I don't like that.
That's like Battlefront.
Because what I've
Yeah.
done and what I've seen, like from watching my brother play, watching other people, tagging into some streams,
You
the
can see around
people that
corners and
just hide behind a wall and are looking at you behind the corner have the advantage every time.
It
Like,
is-
It's just like
It is a
there's
game
no
where you
contest.
can win without killing anyone, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, if you stay out of conflict, that's one way to win. And I guess like you could play more balls to the walls and going forward. Like you can hide in bushes and stuff like that. And like what I usually tend to do is, I think we usually do is we stick to the outside rim, and as the circle closes, we move in with that.
Right, that seems
so
to be
that
the general strategy.
Unless
Because-
we're like in the
because you
middle.
see a good
like
sh-
we were playing yesterday when we landed somewhere and we were in the middle and but we didn't get good loot and we're like fuck like where are
we
we
gotta
gonna go?
we gotta spread out.
we
yeah.
were planning on going back to this prison that we were at and we ended up not and what happened? We ended up getting killed.
No, we lost that game. The next game we won though.
Yeah,
But
that was a weird victory royale.
I don't think it necessarily is better for a person to do that. Yeah, if you get the good guns right away, you can just chill and kind of. And I guess that's the thing. You can just wait for people. But I think that's just kind of going to inherently be part of that game mode. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I guess that's
Yeah.
tough to get around. And that's just a preference thing.
That's cool.
I'd assume.
We might have to save it for a cast.
I think so,
Talk
too. This
about
would be
it.
interesting.
I would love to. I've actually had a few ideas for podcasts. We'll talk
And even
about
like
it.
that whole they're releasing quote unquote unfinished games like on discs before they're even done. Like with PUBG, it would be an interesting thing to talk about. You know what I mean? Because that's not a finished game, right?
No.
Well,
And
both are not.
Yeah,
Both aren't, yeah.
but like, can you buy a
Oh,
physical
wait,
copy of
did,
Fortnite?
did PUBG
No.
officially launch?
Oh,
No, I
PC
think-
it did. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can buy like
But
you
it's
can buy a
still
physical
janky as
copy of it. It's
fuck.
like
Yeah.
what? It was nominated for Game of the Year.
That's
It's like-
Oh, that was ridiculous.
yeah, that was a whole nother
Did
conversation.
we ever talk about that, like early access games and stuff, and like how developers like totally abandon?
Like that's what I was thinking we could get.
I think we brought it up. There's no
We
way
could,
we haven't. We definitely brought it up with PUBG. 'cause
We're
it was
churning
nominated
some
for Game of the
ideas
Year.
right now for future casts, and I like it.
Cool. All right.
But is there anything else?
No,
on the
I
friends
was
and
just gonna do a
relations?
little outro.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
well,
So okay.
I don't know. I'm
So
sorry.
guys, go make some friends, playing some games.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
I
No,
mean,
seriously.
it might be a little different nowadays, but like I'm sure, like if anyone's watching this, you could probably think of like a few people like, holy shit, like I
And I know we
playing Xbox or
those Fortnite and PUBG games are really they are like, what's the word? Keen to that type of atmosphere too, because you want to communicate.
Yeah, and they're very
with-
accessible games. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Free. It's easy to jump
Free
into.
or even PUBG's like $30,
Yeah.
which actually isn't that bad.
yeah, or like in MMO.
and Fortnite is for PC and Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so
you
it's
can
literally every console. Yeah,
They're doing crossplay and stuff. We're opening up. So
Yeah, if you're in an MMO or whatever, like I don't know, talking maps, see who's there, like just make conversation, or like even in like
yeah.
Overwatch. I know it's kind of hard because it can be a little toxic, but like I don't know, like
yeah.
like
So,
play the game and like
especially
see
in
who's talking.
MMOs,
Well-
you
There's a lot of
There's
nice people
also
in
don't be
MMOs,
jerks.
Oh, yeah.
but there's a lot of fucking
Yeah.
like not nice people.
the thing is though, like with an MMO, you're gonna only get as much of that social fulfillment
As you
want to
get,
try
yeah.
to. Like,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can play
You
an
can-
MMO and not talk to anyone,
Yeah,
and if
you
you
like-
like it, good for you. But for my
That's what I do with Knights of the
experience,
Old Republic.
if I don't have people that I like to play with regularly and can talk to and have fun to do it with, I get tired of it.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
I really
especially if
quick.
that's a game
Yeah.
meant to be played,
Yeah.
or not meant, but should be played.
No,
Should-
yeah, there's a social aspect that makes the game better, and that's
Yep.
any MMO. That's
Yep.
any game.
Yeah.
to be
I
honest.
understand
And
it
I
might be
mean,
any game. It's much funner when there's a community. And, like,
Well, dude,
people
even
to
this
talk to.
this Bloodborne, I'm liking a lot more because you're playing it now, and we can like co-op. I had no idea how big of a like thing that was in that game, and it's
Yeah.
cool. And that's like,
Yeah,
I'd like
with
to
the
see
notes
what's
and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
it- like I was telling him, like Bogotter was streaming Bloodborne, and he played it offline. I'm like, I don't think that's how you should play that game at all. There's definitely like a sense of like. I
There's
don't know.
others in this world.
There's other
that's cool.
hunters running around doing the same thing you are, and like, okay, you can see how this guy just fucking got his ass whooped, or like this note that says, "Hey, like,
hey, there's a trap coming up.
this
or something,
enemy
like
inflicts poison damage, so you're ready." But like, you might still fucking die. Like, it's not that type of game where
And
like you have the advantage. Like you just
Right.
know, and now you're ready for it. But you still might get fucking killed. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you might fall off a cliff, or some other enemy comes out of nowhere and fucks you up.
yeah, no,
like,
and then
it,
you
I
just
don't- it
and
doesn't
then
make
you
the
can
game
tell the
easier.
next guy. And yeah, I totally agree. And honestly, you can like you play offline.
Hey man, if
then
you want
don't
if you
have
want
do
to
that, but-
cheese the boss fights with co-op, you can do that.
I brought this guy into my game, and he literally, I like felt bad. He just destroyed the monster, and I was like, "Thanks, thanks." He
and
bowed,
then he does
and
the,
then he
and then
just
he does
faded
he
out.
does the make contact thing,
Yeah.
or like some sort of emote.
And because I was having trouble with the boss, and I was so close every time. I'm like, "Forget it, I'm just bringing someone in," and then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't. It's a way to defeat the boss. Not everyone's gonna be super good at the game, so you like. Hey, the game is unforgiving, but they are giving you an option to either summon people from online or NPCs to help you out.
Yeah, you see Souls game with the same way.
Yeah.
Although I picture the Souls game as more of a total solo,
Isolated, and
just me versus the game, like.
and
kind of
that's
thing, like.
and
Hey,
I've
you
only
don't have
used
to.
the
You don't have to
Yeah.
summon people. It's just
Right,
there if
yeah.
you want it.
Even,
Plus
I
there-
do like the idea of just seeing those hunters, like you see the shade, like a guy walks by, and you're like, oh, people are playing too. I guess
there's
that's
a.
cool.
I thought it was cool in DS3. I haven't played it, but I know there's a lot of quests that involve summoning people into boss fights and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool because
That would be if they made that in mind, yeah, with that. Like, you're gonna
yeah,
have two
like they're
people.
like, hey, like you can do co-op, but it's not with players. Like you're doing quests and like there's kind of like a story going on.
That's cool.
I think that's cool.
But I think that about wraps us up, guys. Right?
Yeah, all right.
This
Good,
was a
dude,
good one.
good discussion.
It
That
was.
was really.
Fellow
I was.
nerds.
that was
Thanks,
cool.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching today. You can find us on Facebook if you're already here. Facebook.com/Delco Nerd Network. Thank you for watching. YouTube.com/Delco Nerd Network. Twitter and Instagram @Delco Nerds. For Tim, for Gooch, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy.